Apparently, there's a new Jubilee. 5 anti-vaxxers versus 2 fakes. And one of them is a HasanAbi head.
Vaccine.
Anti-vaccine.
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 I am not vaccinated and I haven't been vaccinated. And I have 2 kids, they haven't been vaccinated either, and that's all vaccines.
The whole COVID pandemic kind of woke me up.
It feels like discrimination when I tell people I'm anti-vax or I haven't been vaccinated.
I'm a pharmacist, and when they put in with the COVID vaccination, I just felt really uncomfortable. It's just made me open my eyes to how many things are in vaccines and how much we don't discuss them in the medical community.
Growing up, I got most of my vaccines. However, I especially did not want to get the COVID vaccine. The media censorship was the biggest start to me kind of, like he said, waking up to this.
We know ourselves better than going into a doctor who only sees us for a few minutes at a time.
You said you were a pharmacist?
Yeah.
Did you leave your work? You kind of implied that.
With the
I love this premise because it's like 5 fucking freaks and then 2 people who can mask themselves as an anti-vaxxer. Now, in this video, I must figure out who the HasanAbi head is. And also on top of that, I must figure out, I must make a lock on whether or not, because they're not going to be the anti-vaxxer, whether or not they are able to take the most important lessons that I've imparted on you, which is how to behave like a hog and also how to avoid the top of the hour ad break.
You said you were a pharmacist?
Yeah.
Did you leave your work? You kind of implied that.
With the increase of the vaccine mandate and having it required for the rest of the chain. So I actually have a family member that does work from home from an independent mail order pharmacy, and she got me a gig there. And since then, things have been pretty chill.
So you left willingly? They didn't like ask you to leave?
Yeah.
So I used to actually, I started as a teacher in elementary school, and they actually asked me to leave because it was mandated that you had to be vaccinated to be in like a group of kids. So that was really frustrating for me.
Bro, why does this motherfucker look like Fred Meister?
Working with kids is a big passion of mine. And the fact that I was fired from my career just because of a personal choice is like really upsetting to me.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm very passionate about this issue now.
Yeah, I lucked out because I go to college in Oregon, and at first they were like, no, you can't come in here without a vaccine and everything, but I was able to get the philosophical exemption. And then they wanted to test me weekly, and I was like, no, like I'm not doing that. And then after kind of going back and forth, they were like, okay, like you're fine.
Is that serious?
He was able to get a philosophical exemption, which I had never heard of.
There's no way you could get away with not having a COVID test.
I feel like Nico's the HasanAbi head, by the way.
Most people have gone through at least one by now. We've been like 2 years in.
I could not believe that I got voted out first round. If anybody is the mole, it's not me, that's for sure.
How has
why
not
do
being
they
vaccinated
clap
affected,
his
like, you
ass,
guys'
dude? What the
personal
fuck?
relationships, like friends and family?
I had to miss a wedding that I was really excited for one of my friends back in Indiana. She ultimately decided to ask everyone to be vaccinated because her grandparents were there, which I completely understood, but it was really heartbreaking to not be a part of that special day with her.
Yeah.
One side of my family refused to see me, so that was kind of disheartening. And I feel like people tie certain political views to my personal idea not to get vaccinated. I'm not a right-wing extremist, which I feel like a lot of people are associating me with. I am not just someone who is not vaccinated. I actually have natural immunity. I have contacted the virus before, and multiple studies have shown that natural...
Okay, bro, this is real. If Jenna is the HasanAbi head, I'm going to be very surprised because this is exactly how a fucking anti-vaxxer would talk.
Natural immunity actually lasts longer as far as resilience to contacting COVID again.
Yeah, I'm very libertarian leaning.
Heck
so
yeah.
My ideas aren't like I line up with a Republican or Democrat. For me, it's
Yes.
just we should have the ability to, decide what we want to do.
Yeah, and I just think it's scary too when the government starts to say like they're doing this for your own health and their safety, and it's just funny like how all of a sudden the government started caring about your health. Wouldn't they have banned like smoking cigarettes years ago? Like it just seemed
Dude, okay. That is not a HasanAbi head. That's a real anti-vaxxer. Because they did do that. They literally did that. That is too authentically fucking idiotic to be someone who made that up.
And I think it's interesting how they care about our health and everything, but they say nothing about nutrition, sunlight, working out, going to the gym, getting outside, and being around people that love you and stuff like that. Like that's good for your health. Instead, they lock us in a room with like artificial lighting and paint, and don't get sunlight and don't get to talk to people. Yeah, and then they put a mask on us, which is not healthy at all.
Nico was throwing out a lot of buzzwords. He kept saying
that Nico is the HasanAbi head, I think.
Pandemic, and I think he said jab. Very much so it looked like he was making a character, and he was really trying to hit all the buttons. I was teaching first grade, and a lot of those kids, because of the COVID lockdowns, they had never had any social experience for the past 2 years. And to act like
it's pretty funny that this dude is like, this is too unreasonable. What Nico's doing is too unreasonable. Like, bro, have you seen motherfuckers like you? Have you heard yourself? He's like, oh man, he's like throwing out terms like jab and pandemic. It's like, dog, that's exactly how like half the fucking psychos talk. Oh no, we're actually the reasonable ones. I think he's the HasanAbi head. I don't know.
Like that isn't detrimental to their social health, to their mental health. It very frustrates me.
What?
San Bernardino County.
Okay, I can fucking call it out. But when I see an anti-vaxxer call him out, I don't like that because anti-vaxxers are fucking stupid. When I'm calling him out as the HasanAbi head and the fucking fake anti-vaxxer, that's different than him being like, I don't know, he's using a lot of terms that we would never use. Like, shut the fuck up.
You said that you moved down to California?
Yeah, yesterday.
I'm trying to get out.
Yesterday.
I'm trying to get out of California.
Yeah, no,
so
me
why
too,
did you
yeah.
move to California if it's so hard to go?
For sure, yeah. So lived in Texas for like 10 years. Then I moved to Oregon for school. And then I got a job offer as an internship here in California. And honestly, like, yeah, all the mandates and everything I don't like, but I mean, it's California. It's kind of like that kind of the dream to come and live here, so.
I'm trying to switch with you. I want to go.
Bro, what the fuck? Okay, dude. Come on, Nico. What the fuck? You can't admit that. It's California, brother. What is wrong with you? You're supposed to say, I'm reluctantly here. What the fuck? I've already full-blown, I think Nico is the HasanAbi head, and he is cucking himself.
Go to Texas.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
yeah.
I'll take
be
your
back
old
soon,
spot. I'll
for
take
sure.
your own spot.
Yeah.
He went to university in Oregon and somehow wasn't required to get vaccinated there.
Why would someone move from a more conservative area to a liberal?
I think the concept of this is really funny, too, because it's like, they're literally like, who's authentically a dumbass and who's not? Like, they're a bunch of dumbasses who are sitting around trying to figure out who is more authentically a fucking dumbass.
Area if they were anti-vax.
He got clapped because he foolishly admitted that he like wants to live in California.
Can I ask who everybody voted for in the elections?
I voted for. Oh, you're talking about the actual election?
Yes.
Oh, I voted for Trump. Again, like I'm libertarian. That isn't really my.
Oh, that's interesting. A libertarian who voted for Donald Trump. That's so strange and unique. Please tell me more about how Donald Trump, a fucking fascist police state, military state candidate, ran on a campaign of restricting freedom of movement and violated the non-aggression principle numerous fucking times. Tell me more about how that corresponds to your libertarian worldview. That's so sick.
I'm not a Republican, but he definitely was a better choice over what we have now.
What about everybody else?
Yeah, I'm libertarian as well, and I actually believe that neither of the candidates were good, and I did not feel comfortable supporting either of them, so I did not vote.
Right. I didn't vote either. I haven't voted in like 2 years.
I haven't voted either. I felt really uncomfortable with just how nasty everything was getting. Everything kept getting more increasingly cloudy. I felt like as the election came closer and closer, so I just didn't feel like I had enough information regarding.
I forgot that there's two fakes, by the way. I like that there's no longer one fake, but two fakes. The dynamic is better this way. I can't tell who the second one is. Nico kind of gave himself away quickly. I think that is the HasanAbi head in the bunch.
I get that. I mean, they're both really divisive, but like, you know, the effects matter. And like seeing especially what's going on now, I mean, we might not like either of the candidates. One of them's getting in, and we got to do our best, you know, to get the least of two evils. I think that is important.
I mean, I personally voted for Trump. I actually worked on his campaign because I actually do. I don't like everything he says, but I like his policies, and I believe that he allows people to live their lives and doesn't try to get involved with all of your business.
Wait, so you said you.
Okay, I can't tell if she's faking it or if she's actually this authentically dumb. And she is the one who brought up the cigarette thing. So I literally can't tell. Either this person is like very good and is bringing up like new talking points that I haven't even like considered about how fucking stupid. Like, there are certain points that she brought up where I was like, damn, that's really fucking dumb. I hadn't even thought about it like that. That's awesome. And she's a gift that keeps on giving. You know what I mean? She keeps delivering fucking fire, and I respect that. I am in awe of her stupidity. So if she's actually faking it, then much respect.
You worked on his campaign. Did you guys didn't have to get vaccinated for that, or?
So that was a 2016
That was
campaign.
2016, okay.
I don't think he would have required it for the 2021, but I would work to the 2016 one, didn't do anything for the 2020.
Asabi, I wanted to ask you more about your stance because we mentioned earlier that in general you don't feel like
Bro, Katie's like a pharmacist who's an anti-vaxxer, and she's like sniffing at all the other ones. Like, sometimes when I see people like Katie, I'm truly confused. I'm like, bro, you seem smart. Like, what the fuck happened? Like, there was just a gigantic breakdown somewhere, and I don't know what it is. Like, you legitimately seem smart.
it's anyone's business. We kind of touched on autonomy. I wanted to hear more about why you specifically decide not to vaccinate yourself and your children.
So I grew up very religious, I guess you could say, in my belief, like vaccine.
Dude, I think Asabi is the other fake vaxxer, by the way. She's not giving me like clear-cut anti-vaxxer signs. Like they're usually way more confident. Like most anti-vaxxers across the board are way more confident. And Asabi, on the other hand, is like not, popping off right now.
Vaccines are like a no-go. Like we don't believe that we should put like poison in our bodies, and like we think that we should just handle everything in a holistic way. So
She was like, religious reason? Is she thinking about this on the spot?
And 1 Corinthians 2:5 says, our faith shouldn't be trusted in the wisdom of men, but in the power of God.
Exactly.
And so for me, it's like, that doesn't mean that like man has ultimate wisdom, but like what they try to push of like, this is what.
That's not a 100% lock, boys. I'm not saying Asabi is a 100% lock. I'm just simply stating that it could be her.
You need to do, like that automatically throws red flags for me.
He used a Bible verse for me that was like, okay, he believes in kind of like the same thing I believe in. Biblically speaking, for me, it's like back when, in pharaohs in those days, they were killing babies. And then with the vaccine, it's like, I just don't trust it because you're trying to mandate something that could possibly harm or kill someone. And
as a pharmacist, I know how much Big Pharma puts money in this.
And the left for so long has been, we're against Big Pharma. And then all of a sudden they jump in and it's like,
damn. Fucking toxic masculinity, Mason. Let's go. You shut her ass up, dude.
As a pharmacist, I know how much Big Pharma puts money in this.
And the left for so long has been, we're against Big Pharma. And then all of a sudden they jump in and it's like, everyone needs to listen to what Pfizer says. Everyone needs to listen to what Moderna and J&J says.
She said that she was very much into the pharmaceutical industry.
Okay, with that kind of interjection though, and mansplaining, maybe he might be a HasanAbi head. You know what I'm saying?
She kind of said she wasn't very political, and I feel like at this point, it is kind of a political statement if you are not vaccinated.
What? Why'd she get clapped?
If you feel
I think it's because she was the one who looked the most alt, to be fair.
like the mole is still in the box and you'd like to continue playing the game, please raise your hand. You need a majority vote, and since it's just the two of you, instead we're going to ask, can you share your suspicions? Let's air it out and let's have a conversation.
I know it was Nico. That's number one.
Yeah.
Just because I think he was throwing out buzzwords, like he developed a character.
And he also talked about how he didn't have to get the vaccine at first in Oregon.
Go to college in Oregon.
I was pretty confident it was Nico. I don't know who the other person would be. I don't suspect anyone else.
I think it was Ryan too, honestly, because Ryan, when he first said, this is the first COVID test I've ever taken. I trust you. I do trust you, but you do seem very much like you've researched a lot.
Neither of you guys voted.
Bro, he literally admitted it. What do you mean? He said, I don't trust you because you look like you've researched a lot. You're too smart to be an anti-vaxxer. Okay, I guess Mason is I think Mason might be the fucking, yep. All right, Mason, good job. Good job on that last second self-report, dude. He literally said, you seem like you've researched a lot, so I don't really trust you that much.
I do trust you, but you do seem very much like you've researched a lot.
Neither.
I love that Azabi is like, yeah, she is. She seems too smart to be an anti-vaxxer. Unlike us, we're too dumb.
You guys voted also in the election, you said, correct?
Right.
I do find that kind of interesting just because I feel like it is so polarized.
I'm totally with you on that mentality, but like just being around a lot of libertarian circles, there are a lot of people, and you guys.
Okay, if this motherfucker's the HasanAbi head, I'm gonna lose my mind, dude. No shot. He seems so authentically a
I honestly
chud.
don't really have a strong political view, honestly.
Where we are now in the world, it almost is a statement to not be vaccinated.
It's too good. No shot, dude. It's like way too genuine. There's no shot.
Now it's not just like, oh, I wasn't provided enough information. You can go to CVS and get it for free. So you are kind of making a political statement whether you like it or not if you aren't vaccinated.
I assume most of us don't agree with the mainstream media or like watch a lot of that because obviously there's a narrative that's pushed there. So I was gonna ask, what type of media outlets do you guys consume?
Follow the Daily Wire, Matt Walsh, Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens. Those are probably like.
You know who the fucking real HasanAbi head is? The fucking Jubilee editor on this one. They really popped off. They're like making fun of libertarians and shit. What's going on? Jubilee used to never do that stuff.
People I listen to the most.
The Daily Wire I've had a little bit of trouble with because Ben Shapiro has really like promoted vaccines.
Yeah, I
Candace,
disagree with that part.
I like Candace Owens, but yeah, I don't know. I've kind of gone on and off with Ben Shapiro. But I like Steven Crowder. I like Dr. Robert Malone, Hank Pecker. There's a lot of different streamers and media outlets that I think do push a more like, you should be able to choose what you want for your body.
Oh! Are you fucking joking? No! Dude, he's so good! He's so fucking good! Oh! Dude, he was so good. He was so good, he got me pissed off about how fucking dumb his arguments were. That is brilliant, dude. The only time I suspected him was when he said, You're well researched.
Like promoted vaccines.
I disagree with that part.
He said, I like Ben Shapiro, but he's too pro-vaccine. And he's literally serving them, dude. He marinated them so hard. She's like, yeah, I agree.
Candace Owens, but yeah, I don't know. I've kind of gone on and off with Ben Shapiro. But I like Steven Crowder. I like Dr. Robert Malone, Hank Pecker. There's a lot of different streamers and media outlets.
I'm so proud. This is the proudest moment. This is one of the proudest moments of my streaming career, dude. Also, I'm not wrong. The editor fucking also dropped that in there. Wow, that was beautiful. That was brilliant. That was fucking beautiful, dude. I am so proud that this dude, Mason, was so fucking good that he even debated me. I literally was like, up until this moment, up until the Hank Pecker mention, I was like, oh no, this motherfucker is definitely an anti-vaxxer.
I think being anti-vax is a big political statement, so that looked a little off to me.
Bro, they didn't even mention him.
I was pretty bummed. I thought I had spoken pretty well about my beliefs, so I was surprised.
If the lights turn red, that means a mole is still in the box.
They didn't even mention him. That's crazy.
If the lights turn green, that means you have voted the mole out.
No, it's not me. It's you.
It's you. It's got.
Oh my God, blonde woman immediately blames the black lady. Come on, bro.
I think it's Maddie.
So on the count of 3, I'm gonna ask the 2 moles to step out and reveal themselves. 1, 2.
I was right. It was him and Mason, right? Oh shit, this dude is literally a fucking anti-vaxxer? Double debated. Oh my God. No, he just straight up a dumbass, bro. I thought he was like not good and convincing as an anti-vaxxer. Turns out he was just too stupid to even fucking showcase that he was like a real anti-vaxxer.
I'm very politically engaged, so I've had a lot of conversations with people just about, you know, whether or not people should get vaccines, whether or not there should be government mandates, that type of thing. I've heard a lot of opinions on both sides. My goal here was to kind of just be really subtle about it and to kind of just sow doubt in the vaccine, not really take a hard stance of like pandemic or like microchips, you know, that extreme wing, because I don't think anyone really here is on that, you know, spectrum.
Honestly, I said that because I was trying to get some points because I thought, like, if I say pandemic, I'm good to go.
Bro, I literally got mad at him for calling out this dude for the same reasons that I was calling him out, because I thought it was like inappropriate, because that's how convincing of an anti-vaxxer he was, that I was like, bitch, you're an anti-vaxxer. How dare you say, oh, people don't say pandemic. Fuck you. Dude, what the fuck? Dude, this was incredible. This is the best Jubilee video we watched, hands down.